What it do? It's the two Master Chief Wezzy and my boy Gus.
What it do, what it does. Woo. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back on video again.
Finally back.
We are back. This has taken way too long.
Life has been happening.
Your life has been kicking our asses.
But we had to come back on a special one.
Yeah.
I hope you're not going to hear that sound.
Yeah.
But we are back on a special one because we have a very...
I'm
I'm so dead. That's actually what we should put in the background for that, right? We're back at our favorite location, guys, at Try. And we'd like to give him a special shout out for allowing us to do this.
Yeah. You know, we're back here, Try Lounge and Rooftop.
Correct.
Make sure you come visit, especially on Fridays. They've got... In fact, wait, there's Thursdays now.
Thursdays.
On Thursdays, you can build your own cocktail.
You can build your own cocktails on Thursdays.
Only 100 kwacha.
Oh, guys, I think that's the best thing. That's one of the...
An easy Thursday.
As of recently, that's one of the things I'm really excited about.
Yeah. That's really, really dope.
Like 100 kwacha, build your own cocktail. That's amazing.
Just put everything inside.
Just put everything inside. Go home. Just basically make your own version of a Long Island dip. You know what I mean?
Get hammered and call it a day.
Correct. But on Thursdays, you can build your own cocktails. I believe from like 6 to 8 or something like that. Or like 5 to 7, something like that. 5 to 7, if I'm not mistaken.
It's a happy hour.
So 17 to 19. And then you have Fridays, which is Margs and More, which is buy one, get one free.
Woo, woo.
I think even like if you get a tray of shots, you get 2 free shots as well on top of that.
Yep.
Super lovely. And then on Sundays,
you've got Rooftop Remedies.
You've got Rooftop Remedies, guys. Where of course you get another buy one, get one free, if I'm not mistaken. For some time. And you know, they get DJs here that come and play some lovely, lovely tunes for you guys.
Yep.
And yeah. Back to the episode. Shout out to Try. Back to the episode. Bow.
You treat me like an early noughties hip hop star, which I'm absolutely not. Just for the record.
Drum roll.
Drum roll.
Okay, I'll take a drum roll.
We'll definitely do a drum roll. Please, actually, why don't you
we have a special guest.
Our special guest.
Yeah, we have a very special guest today, ladies and gentlemen. You knew.
English.
You know, we couldn't just come back to video and it just be me and Wezzy. So we've brought all the way. We flew him in.
Did you?
All the way.
We flew him in.
From Leopard Hill.
They have a runway there.
Yeah.
You guys just don't
by
know
the
about
shop,
it.
right
Just by the shop right there.
You don't know about it.
And we brought him here to try, actually.
You know, to speak to you, to speak to us, to speak to everyone. We have Jay Disruptive.
Come on, brother.
That's Disruptive. Creative strategist.
Yeah. Jay's the moniker. Obviously, Joshua is the name that my mum calls me when I get told off.
Yeah.
But Jay will do. So yeah, man, I appreciate you coming through. Like, I love what you do as well.
Thank you.
I think from my perspective, we'll get into what we do, but I'm definitely not a guru, right? I'm just a guy who's involved in content in London.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen some success here and there. But like when I watch the podcast, I'm like, you know what you're doing. I roll up today, you're on time. Camera setup's on point. The lighting setup's on point. The audio is on point. And it's like fundamentals that have to be in place. It's almost like so many people start with something, but their foundations are rocky.
Yeah.
And then they expect to be able to party in the penthouse. And it's like, well, you haven't got your foundations unlocked.
You're not even...
And then you're posting religiously, relentlessly, like every week I'm seeing something.
Yeah.
Whether it's like permanent content on like digital footprint being like a post or jumping on a story, or I'm always seeing you active. And like, I'm preaching to the choir, but that's like 9/10 of the law to get it done, right?
Yeah.
No, 100%. And yeah, we thought it would be a great fit to have you in for this particular conversation as well. Just, leaning on your experience and everything of that nature. So thank you, first of all.
Yeah. Come on, man. I got you two always.
For your time.
I got you two always.
I do remember one funny thing when I did mention this to Wezzy. And I was like, will the lights work and whatnot? And he was like, yeah, we might need to consider the lighting because, someone of that skin tone.
Is that what I say?
I don't know what you mean. I'm light skinned, brother. I can't identify.
Okay, no. To be honest, he didn't.
That's a wild move. 5 minutes in, you're going to do that.
He didn't say that. He didn't say that.
He did. He was like, what are we going to do? But listen, let me stop you 1 second, yeah? Because obviously my wife is Bemba. She's a beautiful black African woman, right? Listen, I'm telling you, someone needs to invent a phone filter for dual heritage couples. Because either like I'm overexposed or you can't see her. Like very rarely is there a photo where we're both well lit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like if there's any like, I don't know, programmers or coders out there, dual heritage couple phone filter. I know it's niche, but it's emerging. It's emerging market.
Because if you think about
I've
it,
never considered that.
yeah, exactly. Unless you're in like a professional room,
Facts.
it's just not gonna work.
Unless there's lighting,
Yeah.
brother. In a club, dead, done.
Oh, forget.
Yeah.
Forget.
There's
Because maybe the
done.
blue light is on you and it's working,
Yeah.
but then the red one
Either
ain't
she's
on
partying
you.
alone or I am. Like there ain't like this was a fun couple night.
It's kind
It's
of like,
wild.
who's
damn.
that one in the back?
100%.
happening?
Yeah, 100%. So someone needs to get on that.
That's crazy.
Nah.
Surely you can plug a sponsor for that. We can get it done. Surely.
Nah.
But let me stop
Yeah,
before
we'll talk to this.
Sony. I get cancelled.
Yeah, we talked to Sony.
Sony.
Come on.
Sony, Canon,
Hook it up.
Nikon,
Yeah.
all of them people.
Please.
Lumix, Panasonic.
It's niche, but it's an emerging market.
We actually need to do that,
I never considered that.
right?
Yeah, bro.
That's actually
Struggle's
crazy.
real.
Yeah, actually.
So you have to do my view, her view the whole time.
Yeah, and then like the Google Pixel thing, you can like
Yeah.
tone up one or the other.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it takes a bit of work.
Yeah,
That's insane.
and that's the problem, right? Just the work in itself. Like, why not just have
Why
that?
it's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
just a
yeah.
picture,
I can't
yeah.
just capture a happy moment and be done. It needs like an hour of post production.
No,
problems.
That's proper insane. Anyway.
Anyway,
But yeah, before we get distracted.
Which
before we
already
get
have.
even more cancelled,
Exactly.
which my wife said the one condition me being here is
Yeah.
that I
Okay.
try not to get
I
cancelled.
don't even
I don't
think that
think-
really.
It doesn't apply.
Yeah, it doesn't apply here. Like, you have to say some of the wildest things.
No, it won't go
And
there.
even then,
This guy has no
like-
filter. Though.
No, there's very few filters.
I still think like it wouldn't happen.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it probably would have happened already.
Yeah, exactly. It probably would have happened.
We're this deep.
Yeah. And I
yeah,
think I was literally saying yesterday, in the space you're in, right? Let's just call it content to be
Mhm.
like broad. I think in Zambia in particular, the most sensitive group of people after our musicians, when they're being critiqued or people are talking about their work,
creators.
is content creators.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
They take it the most personally after musicians, obviously. But to be to get with the program, so to speak. So for the people who may not know,
And let's assume no one knows.
yeah,
I think that's a fair start.
actually. Who is Jay Disruptive or who is Josh? I'm not going to say a government name
Joshua.
because I even know you. I know your middle name as well, which I won't say. Who is Josh from London? What does he do?
Mhm.
Yeah.
How did you
Okay.
get in the space?
How did
as
you
well?
get into the space?
Okay,
as
well, I think the first thing to say is right. Like the minute you put yourself out there and then kind of try to talk with some credibility or authority, people overestimate the importance of what you're saying. Right?
Mhm.
Like I'm not the messiah. I'm not a guru in this area. All I am is 20 years deep in various kind of applications of media.
Yeah.
And that gives me a little bit of data to be able to say, okay, objectively, I think, have you tried this?
Yeah.
It's not to say that if I say it and you do it, you're 100% likely to win. Or likewise, the other side, if you don't, you're going to fail. Like there's multiple ways of winning in this game.
Yeah.
And so all I am is, 25 years deep now,
Wow.
starting out in radio for different production companies, big media companies, people like Global and work for Bauer. And we have a production company that produces for BBC right now.
well.
We do like creative strategy in terms of for brands and products. So a lot of content creators will come to us through their agencies. We'll sit with them, talk about their brand values, their brand identity, figure that out, figure out what stories they want to tell. And then on various kind of levels, we'll produce that, manage that, oversee it, acquire sponsors.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then we do an educational syllabus as well for a big media school called Global Academy, which is
Nice.
where like they're channeling the next generation of creative talent through. So we run a syllabus for them called Creative Enterprise because a lot of creatives are naturally creative, but then when it comes to making money, have no clue.
Mhm.
100%.
And so actually it's about the picture being great. Let's say the picture is creativity, but the frame is the enterprise.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the picture doesn't hang itself on the wall,
Yeah, it needs a
right? So
frame.
you need to have both. So I think that's where I'm at. I'm just, we oversee and we manage a lot of things, like in terms of our cumulative reach, the profiles that we work with, we're in the millions, which is a huge blessing. Even whenever anyone ever trusts me to kind of be part of their journey, like that's a huge
Mhm.
compliment to
Mhm.
me.
Yeah.
Like it's never like, yeah, of course, because there's plenty of
Yeah.
creative strategists out
Right.
there. And so I think why we work is because we meet the creative where they are. It's
Yeah.
not like you need to be here. It's like, okay, where are you? Are you a complete beginner? Are you kind of middle of the game? Are
Yeah.
you wanting to rebrand and
Mhm.
all sorts? So yeah, I guess that's kind of who we are. So Disruptive Talent is the name of the business,
Mhm.
and within that, there's creative strategy, production, and then education.
Before getting into like the actual business itself on a personal level, did you start with radio? Is that where like your whole career started? Because I also realized the conversations that we've had before and even just now, even like off camera and whatever, you can tell that there's a way that you communicate that's very smooth and flowy, and is that sort of like where you kind of like
crazy
got that from?
observation? Crazy observation. Firstly, for you to tune into that level of nuances speaks volumes about you as a communicator, right? I think like a lot of people assume that communication is an art that doesn't need practicing. And the reality is that I was blessed. My mum, you know, it was in speech therapy. So teaching people how to speak after strokes and head injuries and whatnot. And then my dad was a pastor, right? So I was either going to end up on a podcast covered in tattoos talking about my problems, or I was going to be at the front of a pulpit with a congregation. So one of my brothers is a pastor. My grandparents were pastors. My dad was an still is, unbelievable communicator.
Wow.
So from early, it was like this is a skill. This is a key that can unlock any room. And so, you know, what's quite interesting is that I'm going to make generalizations, right? So like, don't take me to the jury. You know, code switching, right? Like, so people feel like they need to be different versions of themselves in different rooms. And sometimes I feel like people talk about code switching in a negative way. But the reality is you talk to your mum differently to how you talk to your friends. You talk to your peers differently how you talk to, you know, your colleagues or whatever. And so code switching is actually, in my opinion, a really important skill to learn. All right. Like it's called upwards and downwards convergence and divergence. So what you do is you walk into a room, you identify, okay, what's this? What kind of is the tone? What's the vibe? How formal do I have to be? What's the colloquialisms that I can use? Like what vernacular can I use? And then that enables you to communicate a message that's more likely to resonate with that individual, right? Rather than just walking in and being one version of yourself at all time. Actually, it's about like, what does this expect me to be? And then I learned the gift to be able to learn the skill through mentors and other people. And through reading, okay, who do I need to be on any given time? And then how will that enable me to kind of unlock the social or the economic capital in that room? So always learn from Liang. And then just through, I don't believe that I'm particularly skilled at anything other than sitting down, listening, identifying what your skill is, and then being able to plug it into someone else. I think that's my biggest skill. If I was in jail, I'm the guy that can get you stuff. But fortunately, I'm not in jail.
Like you need some cigarettes?
Yes,
cool.
I got you. I know the guy.
Yeah, I know the guy. You need a phone call?
I got the guy. I got you.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's the long story short. Then got into kind of like marketing and PR, doing stuff for sort of big dance brands. There's a brand called Head Candy in the early noughties, big funky house movement. Just like Amapiano now is huge, right? Early noughties, because I'm old. House in the UK was a funky house, was a big thing. Did that. Marketing, again on the street, talking to clients, doing sales. I worked as a personal.
No Instagram.
No, brother.
Yeah.
If I wanted you at my event, I'm flyering you.
Right.
Crazy.
Yeah. And and then that kind of led me to meet some people at a radio station. Did some marketing for them, got into producing, never really wanted to present. Like for me, I'm much more of like, I wanted to be like a head chef.
Okay.
Like I wanted to have a team around who are doing all of the things because they're better at me than doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, what do we need to do here?
Right. Just delegate the work.
And then that led into, you know, working for media companies, working in radio, doing talent development for radio presenters. Then when social media was invented, starting to do all the social media stuff. And then here we are. There you go. That was a long answer, bro.
No, not even.
I think it's proper insightful, to be honest.
Yeah.
And, I wanted to ask you, building on that as well, because now everything's changing. Like there's been a few like significant changes, especially in what I would call maybe communication or marketing or PR, all these different industries that you've mentioned. Because like you were saying, back in the day, you physically give someone a flyer. Then it became, you posted on Facebook, you create an event on Facebook.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And now you post it on Instagram, TikTok, wherever it may be. So how have you sort of adapted each time to those like kinds of shifts? And like now, probably the next huge shift is what's real and what's artificial. So like maybe leaning on what you've seen when these significant changes happen, how do you sort of like balance? I know this is like a high level marketing question,
I got you.
But like how do you balance, like, or how do you manage to adapt yourself without losing like the authenticity of what it is you're trying to build.
And relevance as well.
Yeah. Let's say it's this podcast. It will probably have started as a radio show in 2005.
Facts.
Right.
You know
Yes.
what I'm
Straight
saying?
facts.
Right.
And
I
then
would have
we-
listened to, by the way.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? We'd have to
Strong.
say every Sunday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Listen, hot.
Oh, it would have been amazing.
But wait a second. What is it with Zambia radio presenters, by the way? Why are so hello?
Why do they talk like that?
Like, come on now.
I think it's one
Like,
of those
respect to
things-
them,
No,
but at the same time,
right.
like, why is there a culture?
they're
like that?
trained.
Yeah, I think that, and also I think a lot of the material is like old material
Yeah.
that a lot of things are being picked up from.
Fine.
You know what I mean? So then it just.
But can
like,
you
add on
imagine
that.
the reverse? This is how ridiculous it is. And listen, this is no shade,
Yeah.
Mhm.
because I would rather those radio presenters be authentically them.
Yes.
You're
Yeah.
there because of your personality, because of your take. And we've talked
100%.
about code switching already,
Yeah.
right? I personally believe this instance, you don't need to.
Yeah.
Like, you need to talk to people on their level in the language that they use.
I agree.
If you're still confusing professionalism and authority with the English accent, you're getting it twisted.
yeah.
Right.
Like, that's long gone. That
I
should
know.
have been one of the things when independence came in. Okay, from now on, no one's pretending
Yeah.
to do an English accent anymore.
Yeah.
Because can you imagine how ridiculous it would be me coming on and then doing Zambian accent?
A
That's,
Zambian
that's
accent,
wild. That's
And say,
wild
"I have a
to
Zambian
me.
wife." Yeah.
So no, I get you. I 100% agree with
Yeah.
that, and it also goes back to like maybe the thinking. You know, it
Facts.
hasn't sort of like changed with the times, which is also why I'm kind of asking this question.
Fine.
Because like now, right? So I find myself following people as opposed to entities.
Truth.
Mhm.
So like I won't follow CNN.
You'll follow the.
Follow
I'll
the
follow
one
like the
presenter or whatever.
3 or 4 journalists, or,
Love that.
like you said,
Right,
or
right.
presenters or shows that I like. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because they speak to me in a certain way. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I feel like here there's just sort of this. I work at Hot FM. I work at Phoenix.
Which I love those stations, by the way.
And yes, they're
and there's
huge.
individuals on those stations that I'm
Oh,
like, wow,
brilliant.
you are world class, like
Exactly.
talent.
100%.
Like, let's not get it twisted, but it's more just, yeah. But going back to your question, I think, how do I adapt? I think the first thing is knowing that you're not the smartest in the room. Okay? Like, a lot of owners or founders or CEOs or young entrepreneurs believe that when you walk into a room, I'm the boss.
Mm.
No, there might be an 18-year-old kid who has a great take on TikTok. Remember, I'm 40, eh? I know I look good, but like, you're meant to say that, but I'll allow you. There's an 18-year-old kid who's been on TikTok, and they have been on TikTok since the birth of time,
Yeah.
right?
That's
like,
true.
like
They
they
were
were
born with
basically
the phone
born
in
with
their
a
hand.
phone. Right?
Literally,
Hey, I've
yeah.
arrived.
Yeah. iPads and everything.
I don't know what emoji you'd
Their
use.
thumbs
but-
are more trained than ours by far.
And so then it's like, when you say, how did I adapt? Firstly, you have to be humble enough to admit that you're not the smartest in the room. And so
So
then
true.
going to someone who knows better.
Mhm.
I think understanding that I don't have all the answers. I don't have the answers, Sway.
I
Like,
don't have you ain't got
I
that.
don't, you ain't got the answers, Sway. Like, understanding that I haven't got the answers is the first thing.
Yeah.
And then just relentlessly learning the skill. All right. Like, you know, if it was sport, you'd be learning to do keep ups. If it was, you know,
Mm.
learning to pass out the scrum, if you're playing rugby,
Yeah.
in music, you'd be learning to do the scales.
Right.
True.
It's the same. Like, if you don't invest the time and energy into learning a skill, how do you ever expect to fully understand it?
Mhm.
True.
And so, as an owner, as a kind of a project lead, as it were,
Yeah.
my job is to have a basic understanding of everything.
Mhm.
But
Of
then I'm
course.
plugging into the departments who are the experts in that field.
Mhm.
So I can still speak their language. I still understand the terminology, but understanding who's the smartest in the room, and then just investing time and energy and effort into it. People think when I create my first video, it's going to pop. No.
Okay.
But go back to Mr. Beast's first video.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
Like,
true.
what, 9 years
Or
ago?
even like
And he
Jake
talks
Paul
about it.
or
Anyone,
something.
anyone.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really important thing as well. Like, a lot of people look at these established creators and they compare their day one to that creator's day 1,000.
Right.
It's like, well, that person's got 1,000 days worth of experience on you.
yeah.
So how do you ever expect to be hitting on that same level?
Mhm.
Instead, look at them and try and learn some lessons
Mm.
True.
and be like, how can I apply those rules whilst being authentic to myself? So the answer to the question is knowing that you're not smartest in the room, leaning into those who are,
Yeah.
and being prepared to put in the time. There you go.
I think to add on to what you're saying, another thing is to experiment. you know?
Without doubt.
Very
Like
much.
people
yeah.
are trying. Like instead of like I've been watching this seminar like about how AI is going to impact social media, blah blah blah.
Mhm.
It's about like 50 minutes, and one of the guys on the panel is literally saying the problem we have is everyone's terrified of it
Without
Yeah.
doubt.
instead of trying to figure out how it can make you 10 times faster than your
100%.
competition.
We use it all in all of our captions. So, like, any caption that I write, so our workflow is we schedule all of our content, right, for the
Yeah.
podcast and stuff that we're working on. I'll write them so it's in my style,
Yeah.
and then I'll whack it into Gemini or ChatGPT. I personally prefer Gemini. Gemini, improve this caption
Never
to
tried it.
increase its reach and its engagement levels.
Mhm.
And they will give you 3 or 4 options.
Never asked the question.
And then you go back to it and you're like, okay, now let me just tweak it a little bit so it sounds a little bit more like me.
More like
Mhm.
you,
And then you
yeah.
put it across.
That's true.
Why Gemini over ChatGPT?
My wife works at Google.
Ah, okay.
Shout out Chibi.
Shout-
Boom, boom, boom. So if
Shout
I
out
was
Google.
if I was like in bed at the end of the day and on ChatGPT, I think I'd be in the guest room real quick. So yeah, but you're right. You're absolutely right about AI in terms of like, and I think at the moment we're in that. I'm absolutely not an AI expert, right? I'm a
Yeah,
content guy,
100%.
but I think we're in that point where, you know, when something new comes in a trend, it's almost like we go to the nth degree and then we come back and we find our happy medium.
Yeah.
That's true.
And so at the moment it's like AI. And I'm like, yeah, I'm skeptical, but at the same time, it's a tool that can help me storyboard.
Yeah.
It's a tool that can improve my grammar. It's a tool that can help me write more powerful, impactful emails.
And I think people's also like reluctance to experiment is the fear of being judged.
100%.
You know, so it's that thing
Facts.
of like, oh, I don't want to try this and I don't want to do that because if it fails, you feel a lot worse
Bro, I've
than
failed
if it, like,
so many times. Like
we
the
all
tattoo
have.
on my arm here, yeah, from afar looks like success.
uh-huh.
But when you look at it close, it's spelt with the word failure. So it's written failure.
wow.
That's
So
insane.
everyone will celebrate your wins, right?
Yeah.
That's hard.
Everyone looks and watches
So
this.
hard.
They'll watch
hard.
this. They'll watch this. But they won't see the 5 or 10 or 15, 20 episodes that didn't
That
do
didn't
what you wanted to do.
That's
Or the
true.
sound was off. Or the lighting was different.
We've
or the
had a lot.
location was different.
Oh.
And it's like, it's
Or the
almost like,
camera was
how do
blurry,
you,
yeah.
you're expecting to get on a bike and be able to ride it with no stabilizers on day one? Are you
Yeah,
mad?
Yeah,
You're expecting to jump in the swimming pool and not drown
Yeah.
because you can swim straight away. That's wild
that's true.
to me. And so then, even if you're failing behind closed doors, like
Yeah.
fail hard, like record 5 or 6 videos that you're not even intending to go out to the ether.
Yeah.
Like that's just for you. And then going back to something you said at the beginning, which I think is hugely important, is that content creators are incredibly sensitive individuals,
Mhm.
scared to take critique.
Yeah,
And it's like, I get it because you're emotionally involved with your work. If you're an accountant and you send like a document in, you're not being judged on your personality, you're being judged on.
What you've
The
presented.
yeah, what you
data,
presented, yeah,
Whereas when you create, you're like, oh, if you're doing it right, it's closely associated with who you are.
yeah,
So any criticism in the comments is going to be like, oh my God, it's me.
yeah,
I'm terrible.
yeah,
So that kind of self-awareness and that resilience is key. Like
Yeah.
if you can't take your friend telling you that you don't look good in an outfit, this ain't for you.
Mhm.
Because you're going to have hundreds of thousands of people being like, man's got mosquito bite on his cheek. Or like, no, but you know what it's like though,
Yeah,
right?
true.
And so then
Yeah.
if you're so reliant on external validation to depend your day to day,
not
it's
for
not
you.
for you.
Mm.
You have to be able to sit here and be like, okay, am I confident in who I am right now? Am I purposeful? Am I impactful? Do I have integrity? Do I have the ability to get up and do this every day? Then it's a job. This is a job.
Yeah,
It's a job. And
It
people get
is.
it twisted.
Full
They
time.
think it's just a hobby. This is a job.
yeah, that's
It
true.
wasn't 20 years ago,
It
but it is now.
It is now. That's true.
Yeah.
So then, on that note, so how would you say? I guess what is it? How is it? What is the importance? And I guess more of the strategy to personal branding when it comes to that, because apart from just being on camera like we are right now,
Yeah.
there's a lot more in terms of how we have to present this out. Also, us as individuals and how we also have to present it, because there's a mission as your company or however you're going to put it as a brand, and there's also like visions and all that kind of stuff. So, like, how would you say? Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
if
it sounds like
understand
you
my
can answer
question,
it
but
yourself.
uh-huh.
The way you phrased that question,
Yeah.
it sounds like you could answer that yourself.
Would like to hear from
Okay.
you.
I wanna hear you.
You know what I mean?
All right, so the-
Well, yeah, where's he all the time?
The fact that you've
Right.
turned around and said brand identity shows that you have sat down as a collective and said, what are we trying to achieve here?
Yeah.
Brand identity, people get it twisted. They think they need to pay tens of thousands or whatever it is to have a creative strategy session. This is bad for my business because I can do this for you.
Mm.
But really, it's just a series of questions that we walk everyone through.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you? Who are you?
Scary House
Mhm.
podcast.
Right, boom.
Yeah, all
Okay.
right.
What are the values that you want to communicate in this? Like, what's the goal? So,
Right.
who are you? And then what's the goal?
Room now.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
what's the goal? What's the goal? Is the goal to do mad numbers? Cool, jump on trends.
Right.
But if the goal is to create long-lasting, impactful conversation,
Yeah.
well, you need to know that's a slow burn. What's the win behind slow burn? We need to be relentless in terms of output.
Consistent.
Right.
Yeah, and then people will gradually learn your brand values through. So I never watch you guys and think these are two egos. Like, no, like you're sitting down having authentic conversation, and as a result, you're able to drip feed who you are through
Mhm,
every episode.
mhm.
So if we were to like give it a macro oversight,
Yeah.
who are you? The next thing is, what is it you're wanting to achieve? Like, what are you wanting to communicate? And the audience will come to you for various reasons, but they're always the same reasons. To be educated, so to learn something,
Mhm.
to be engaged, provoked, or to be entertained. Those are the three, always.
Mhm.
Any consumption of content is always, I need to feel something, I want to learn something, I want to laugh.
Right.
So
And that's
then
what
understand-
writing, music,
Yeah.
art.
it's the same with
It
everything.
doesn't matter what it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
It's the same with everything. And so then understanding, okay, what is the thing that you're wanting to communicate? And those can work, alongside each other. There's synergy between. It's not just, we can only entertain, but it's like there has to be a primary focus.
Mhm.
I talk about this all the time. The most successful brands are so consistent that you know exactly what you're going to get when you walk into the room. You go to Hungry Lion because you want filthy chicken. You're going to get it, right?
Hey, don't come at us.
Nah, he's right.
No, when I
He's
say
right.
filthy, I mean,
Nah, I
listen,
know
I
what you mean.
eat it. But you're not taking a date there, are you? On date
I
one.
agree.
No.
I'm with you. I'm
Right.
with you on that
Oh,
one.
When
I
you
know.
go to Cantina, you know exactly what you're going to get.
Yeah, that's true.
When you go into Pick and Pay or Pep, you know exactly what you're going to get. It never changes.
Yeah.
That's true.
And so they have real clear brand identity.
Yeah.
And so who are they? Okay, so some supermarkets, we're low cost mainstream. Perfect.
ShopRite.
Okay. Others are, okay, we
Yeah.
want to be a little bit more middle class. We want to be a bit more aspirational.
ShopRite Select.
Okay, so then talk to me about the subtle differences between ShopRite and ShopRite Select that make it the difference between mainstream and middle class.
So ShopRite, the general ShopRite,
Yeah.
is like what you're saying. You go in there, bread, sausage, rice,
Functional.
chicken. Yeah, it's functional.
Mhm.
It works.
It gets ShopRite Select has a bit more niche items.
Music.
Yeah. The music
Ah,
is,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? They keep the store. Even the layout is a bit
Yep.
different. Like,
Like a Woolworth almost.
Yeah.
Oh, Woolworths.
yeah.
yeah.
Nature.
So they lay it out a bit more differently.
Precisely.
Also strategic locations.
Mm-hmm.
So they choose high end.
See, I told you can do this.
East Park.
Neighborhoods. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
East Park, other side.
Facts.
Yeah.
All right. And so they know
Woodlands.
exactly who they are.
They know exactly what.
Okay.
It's still ShopRite.
Who are they? So they know exactly what their customer is.
100%.
And so then they make those data driven decisions. I'm going to say that so many times. As a creative, you can't make emotional decisions.
Mhm.
It has to be data driven. You can be creative in terms of what's the story? What's the
We've argued
flow?
about this before.
Aesthetic,
Yeah.
what do I want to achieve?
Yeah.
But if your data says otherwise, well, there's something up. It's almost like the product's good, but your packaging is wrong.
Right.
And so then it's understanding who you're talking to, okay? And then it's a matter of looking at the algorithm, looking at the insights to say, okay, let me test this data. I'm going to post every Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how we get on with that. Let's do that for 12 weeks.
Mhm.
Okay, now let's try if we were to shift that to 7 because our insights say it's slightly different.
Right.
And as it goes back to what you were saying, fail, learn, and eventually you'll find the format.
Yeah.
And when you find the
Archive
format,
everything before.
do that religiously
Mhm.
and do it over and over and over and over again until the walls fall off.
That
Right.
makes sense.
It
Yeah.
does.
So
Does that answer your question? I can't.
No,
yeah,
it
yeah,
does.
Okay.
It does.
Yeah.
I think the real question or a real problem is like what you mentioned is who you are and what you want to achieve. I think a lot of people get it wrong at the second question.
Yep.
Like, so when you ask us, for example, what do you want to achieve with this podcast? Is it to make money? Is it
Engagement? Is it
engagement?
impact?
Is it that we want to reach 1 million subscribers? What does that actually mean? And then also, if you attain it, what happens then? You know what I'm saying? I think that's a lot of that's what a
Mhm.
lot of people say. You want to be the first Zambian podcast to have 1 million subscribers. Fine. Like you said, test, do the work. But a lot of people, I think, don't even expect the actual success.
No
Like,
facts.
There's this whole
Mm.
get rich or die trying,
Mhm.
and then people don't actually anticipate they're getting rich.
And that's
Getting
where
rich
that's
part,
where I
yeah,
come into
yeah.
it because it's about brand strategy. So then it's diversifying.
Yeah.
Okay. So ShopRite didn't release a ShopRite Select until ShopRite was on lock.
Right.
That's true. Yeah.
And it's the same with like any brand expansion. Let me just become incredible at this one thing first. When I've acquired a massive audience, let me diversify.
Yeah.
KSI, for what KSI as an individual, don't love the dude from what I know, but you can't deny
You can't.
his success as a business.
Yeah.
Even the polls.
Yeah.
Jake and
Yes,
Logan.
yeah. I
Oh,
don't even want to
yeah.
give them those boys airtime. But but in terms of like, I'll use KSI because I know his story better from what I've read. Again, I know people who know that guy, but I don't know him personally.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
so there's no judgment. But what he did phenomenally well was he understood who he was talking to, played FIFA, watch-alongs. That's all he did. When that channel got to a certain speed, he then started doing like university tours. So he would go around to local universities where his demographic were and would do live events, play-alongs and all that kind of stuff. Build.
Mhm.
Then got obviously into kind of more vlogs and all this kind of stuff. So people are starting to know him. by that point, he can do or sell anything he wants.
Yeah.
And
Because
literally,
he's got such a huge following. And then look at him, he's gone into boxing, he's gone into Prime, and dude's what, $1 million billionaire? I don't know. Like, fair play.
Yeah, a lot of money.
Because it's not as if he had a foot up. The guy did that from scratch.
that's true.
And so where I find his success was he became successful and then diversified. Whereas, again, it's just my take on it, but what a lot of content creators that I've experienced here is that they're moving out of their lane before they become a pro at it. So it's like you're wanting to be everything, because I understand it. You're wanting a short-term money grab, but that doesn't work, because all that does is to your audiences say that you're cheap and you can be bought easily and that you will compromise your own integrity and your own content for the sake of X amount of money.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then the audience don't respect that.
That's true.
And they see through that.
They see through it.
Yeah.
And so then you might be successful for a year, but watch your numbers stop at 5 or 10.
That's true.
Watch.
We always use the example, at least.
And no shade though.
No,
Like,
no,
like,
yeah.
I get it.
I
But,
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's just like I understand. Like when you've got bills to pay, I get it.
Right. You take it.
Yeah.
easily.
And when you've been working for 5 years and finally someone wants to pay you,
Yeah.
you're like, yeah. But it's almost like, don't take the 5, hold out for the 10.
Got you.
Mhm.
No, we always use the example, like in marketing in Zambia, whatever, to be like when a betting company, for example,
Yeah.
when a person posts a betting company, we're like,
Yeah,
okay,
so right.
they've been bought.
Or rice.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Rice.
What do you mean, rice?
I've seen 5 people promote me rice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Stop selling me rice.
Basmati rice.
Yeah, it's good. Basmati is right though.
It is.
Yeah,
That's
that's the
crazy.
one.
It really.
So yeah,
is.
But and again, no shade.
No,
like,
no.
no
At
shade.
all.
But it's
Fully
just
understood.
like, in terms of you
have
have
not
to
seen that
be, you have to like stand by your brand identity.
Gotcha.
And the thing is, a lot of people never write it down, so that then they can be compromised easily. At home, we've got a vision board, and you can, I don't know where you are on the scale of manifestation or predetermination or whatever.
No, we're around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
about
you're right.
very much.
But like for me, I have like a vision board. Like every day reminds me who I am and what my brand values
Love
are.
that.
And then what that does is it subconsciously frames every conversation and decision you make.
True. Like to
Mhm,
come on this
mhm.
But
podcast.
if you don't have it written down,
Last.
easy to compromise.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I get that. So how do you make the balance now? Because right, like you're saying, and when you mentioned KSI as well, I think an important thing that Wesley and I always talk about is context, right?
Mhm.
People like that are also built in an environment that accepts that
Mm.
kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And I know now you can say the internet is a great equalizer because it doesn't matter where you are. If you've got an internet connection, people, I
And
mean,
a
we
device.
get shocked about where people watch this podcast from.
I'm not surprised.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's shocking sometimes to be like, that many.
Yeah.
You know? Like, this percentage of views come from the. By the way, subscribe. A lot
Yes,
of you.
yes, do it right.
Are not,
A lot of you
don't
do you know?
subscribe.
Do you know what percentage on?
It's high. It's like 60.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
rude.
yeah,
so
something
that
like
what
Like
that is for me.
60%.
What that is for me is they're walking into your house, eating your food, and
And then
disappearing.
yeah.
That's rude.
Very.
Subscribe.
Please.
Don't be rude.
Oh, yeah.
Take your shoes off when you come in. Ask for food.
Yeah.
Stay around for a bit. Maybe
Exactly.
bring us like a crate of Savannah or whatever.
I like that.
Then bounce.
Thank you.
If you're not going to do that, subscribe.
Subscribe. Thank
There you go. I'll do it for you.
Appreciate it.
More direct.
No, we
They're too
appreciate it.
polite to say that. I'll do it.
So yeah, I wanted to speak a bit about environments,
Right.
You know, so in South Africa, for example, there's a huge platform called Podcast and Chill, and they did exactly what you're saying.
I know it, brother.
Yeah, you know those guys. Yeah. So
This,
like,
this is my game, bro.
yeah,
Real.
similar story. You know, starts in radio, and then basically, I think he gets fired actually,
Mhm.
and then they say, and he's like, okay, cool, I can still interview people. So he does lots of one-on-one with like high-profile guests that he's built a network with. It becomes a show, and now it's full on a network.
Mm.
Yeah, love
Like
that.
what you're saying, there's like 5 or 6 different shows on the platform itself.
Yeah, nice.
So,
Reminds
but
me
I-
of Chucky online as well.
oh yeah, Chucky Online as well.
Does
Yeah.
the same thing.
So it's, how would you say when you're in an environment or a place where it's not yet fully accepted? I know, yes, sometimes you may not win at home before you win elsewhere.
Away, for real.
You know, like somebody.
Well, that
could-
needs to change. So I'll keep on jumping
I
in.
agree.
Normally, I'm a real
Yeah.
good listener, right? And
no,
I'll
no, no.
just sit
But I
there.
think you get the
But
question.
I'm aware that these guys will kick us out somewhere.
Yeah.
Zambians need to do better at supporting Zambians,
I agree.
right? Like the whole, and again, you can cancel me for that because I'm about to make a cultural sweeping generalization.
Yeah.
But like in the UK, yes, we're quick to pull people down when they fail. Like
Yeah.
that's not a nice part of our culture, but there is a culture of, hey, we like to see us win.
Mm-hmm.
Like we like to see our people win.
Yeah.
And it's not a jealousy of them winning. It's like, no, man has
One
worked.
of ours.
And then when you look at the content creators on there, there's other content creators. This is wild. Congratulations. Wow, you
Yeah.
support this. Da, da, da. And so, like, culturally, I think there is a bit of an issue around, like, almost like a fetishization. If I said that right, yeah. Fetishization,
Yeah,
whatever. Or you know what it is.
Yeah.
In terms of like SA or UK or what, it's like, no, the talent's right here. Patton Daka, bro, like the man should be a hero here.
Yeah.
When he comes back, is he?
No.
Or is there, you sold out?
Not, but
do you know what I mean?
I think it's 50-50 though.
50, well, even that's too many.
No. Like, okay, it's not 50-50, but
no, as in your take is 50-50 is fair. I'm not questioning that. What I'm saying is it shouldn't be 50-50.
I get you.
It should be 95% you won.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Right.
That's true.
And so, like, what I'd love to see is, rather than like this obsession with elsewhere, it's like, no, there's talent and opportunity right here.
And there's
people say I can't do a podcast. Nonsense. You found the location, you found the equipment. Internet has made things accessible than when previously they haven't been. There's no excuse.
Yeah.
If you're not winning, it's because you don't want it enough. Like, real talk. Everyone wants to do this until they do it.
For real.
That's the
like, you don't want it. You don't want it enough.
Yeah.
And if you're saying, yeah, but I can't, you're telling me just to work harder. Do you know what work porn is? Like, motivation porn is like, work harder, work hard. No, I'm not just saying that. What I'm saying is, use your 9 to 5 to fund your 6 to 10.
Right.
You can't assume that you're going to be able to come and do this full time yet. So use what you do have between your 9 and 6, with the people that are paying your salary or your wage or the work that you can get, that's not content, to then fuel it. If you're going out and spending X amount of money at Black Club after whatever, instead of investing in mics and camera and videographer, that's on you.
Yeah.
Because Mr. Beast was like, he says himself, he was a loner, bro. He spent years learning the thing. Is it any surprise now that he's the biggest dude?
Yeah.
No, man, he spent years in isolation learning this stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know, again, I know I'm slightly deviating from.
No, I think you've answered, because I mean, even our frustration, we always say, well, like, I should go in Zambia. You know what I mean?
No, it should be, I'm in Zambia.
Exactly.
Bro, do you know how saturated it is elsewhere?
Yeah, that's even the thing. Like, how many podcasts, for example, here?
Yeah.
For example.
And what? That Z podcast. Is that the one?
That's Zed. I mean, they're definitely.
Is that like a Biggie 2-pack thing? Or is it like, we're all right to talk about it?
Yeah, you can talk about it.
But subscribe to this one.
Subscribe to
and
this
don't
one.
check them yet, but later.
Exactly.
But when I'm saying them, like, it's not overly saturated. Ask me to name how many UK podcasts there are. Thousands.
Yeah.
That's true.
And so you have to have a real USP. Like, what's your unique selling point in order to get this done? Yeah. So go on. Yeah. People say, I'm in Zambia.
Yeah,
I look at it and like, wow, you're at the beginning of an amazing emergence of the scene.
I think that's it. It's the patience required to build in Zambia, because, again, like I said, even Podcast and Chill, he was in radio, got fired, and then reached, over years, like what you're saying. Also, they're consistent. They now drop twice a week.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is what, 10-hour investment?
Exactly.
Before you think about it.
I mean, we see maybe 2 hours of the conversation.
100%. You got
recorded.
logistics around shoot. You got edit. You've got, minimum 10 hours.
Yeah, that's true.
It's ridiculous.
How many people are prepared to do 10 hours?
Not many.
Every week.
Everyone says they are.
Yeah.
Every week.
Everyone says they have the 10
and
hours.
what you're saying, they have to pay a fact checker. They have to pay the people behind doing the lights, the sound.
And they're like 10 of them behind.
There's like 10 of them behind the camera.
Can I jump in? Or on episode 1, they're paying videographer and editor. Are you mad? Are you mad? You're going to invest that much time and energy and money and you haven't even figured out what your thing is yet.
Right.
You're thinking about the packaging, but you haven't figured out the product.
Yeah.
I use this example all the time. The first ever iPhone we saw was not the first ever iPhone. That was probably iteration 50 behind closed doors.
100%.
And then when it was ready, okay, now let's launch it with the packaging. Not, okay, everybody, here
This
I
is the
am.
very first idea.
1 minute I'm doing food, next minute I'm doing lifestyle, next minute I'm doing sport. Stop it.
Got you.
Fail behind closed doors.
Yeah, cooking.
Actually, speaking on that, so, and I guess going back to the whole KSI thing, because at the beginning you're talking about how he started off and then now what he's become with Prime and all of that.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people here, especially when it comes to content creation, don't understand or really maybe don't even think about how important sales is. Just as you as a brand and all that kind of stuff, they really just believe like,
brother, you need to start doing what I'm doing, by the way.
Yeah. Sure.
No, it's a
brand expansion to Z.
You
can oversee it, bro.
I would love that. Yeah,
go on, land.
Yeah. And a lot of people just think, okay, behind the camera or in front of the camera rather, shoot and then post it and then just kind of don't forget about the rest of the motion. And I guess my question to you is, how should people, I guess, go about learning sales and then implementing it then to become better at actually presenting themselves to people and brands and stuff like that?
Again,
That's a
just
very
my
good
my
question.
opinion, because there's lots of ways of doing it. My version of sales, and I was one of like, there's a shop called John Lewis. I don't think it's just a UK one. I don't think it's wide. It's basically like a bougie department store,
Mhm.
like Macy's in the States. Or
Okay.
well, I don't know
okay.
what the equivalent here would be, but whatever. I was a personal
I
shopper
haven't.
with them, really young, and they told me some incredible sales fundamentals, which was, firstly, you need to understand what the problem is.
Yeah.
And so talking to your audience, talking to the consumer to fully understand what it is they're trying to solve, because they'll be coming into that shop with a problem. Now, my job as a salesperson is not just to sell them anything, it's to fix their problem,
Mhm.
because they've already decided to come in, so they're ready to buy. So then my job is to identify what's the problem. Okay, cool. What sort of problem do you have? Is it a mobility thing? Is it like, is it an interior design thing? Like, what is it? And then once I've understood that, then add value. Okay, cool. You could do this, and this is because of X, Y, and Z, or buy that because of X, Y, and Z. Build value, build value, build value. You're not even talking about price. You're building value until they turn around and say, "Oh my God, I need that."
Uh-huh.
The minute they say, "I need that," it's a wrap.
Yeah. Like you said, the
Like I
word
said
need.
before, need
Yeah.
is very different from want. Want is, okay, I'm going to make a decision with my heart. Oh, I love that. That dress is beautiful. Need is, I need a dress for a wedding that I'm going to later on.
Mhm.
Not me, I don't wear dresses, but you get the you get the
Yeah.
understand. Only on Wednesday. Don't clip
kill
that.
me.
Don't clip that.
It won't.
No, don't do that.
I'm so finished.
Man,
The
just
people
gone-
might do it.
That's gonna fly on TikTok.
Jesus. So yes, sales is hugely important, but sales is not about take. Sales is about understanding what does the consumer want,
Mhm.
and then being able to solve that problem, and then being honest enough to say, I'm not the guy to solve that problem for you, but I can plug you into someone who can.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
then it's a network thing.
Yeah.
How does that correlate to content? Is not selling too quick. Okay, like understanding your brand value. So you're building the story. This is who I am. This is what I do. Then when it comes to acquiring a sponsor, really asking yourself, have I worked hard enough on the creative solution so that I can communicate this sale to my audience in an authentic way?
Mm-hmm.
So saying no to the wrong sort of products, but then also saying yes to the right products, but working with the agency or the brand to say, all right, I understand your key messaging that you're wanting to deliver, which is you want to increase sales, or you want to increase brand awareness, or you want to
I
promote
don't
an
think
event.
brands tell us that though.
No, don't, because
to be
maybe
honest.
then no one's asking them the question.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
And they've already gone through brand awareness. Like most heavy hitting brands will have
Yeah.
a brand agenda,
100%.
right? Whether it's at home in their office or whatever, they'll have it printed out. When you start work, here you go. This is what we represent.
Yeah.
Then saying, okay, I'm going to take your brand values. I'm going to focus on that there. Let's say upward mobility. You want to talk about like people buying an affluent product. Okay, how can I capture that? Well, authentically, I have a good aesthetic. It would mean this location, and then you price it out at that point. But you don't tell them the price up front.
Mm-hmm.
You understand the problem. You come up with a creative solution. You then build value. Cool, I can do this for you. I can do this for you. I'm going to shoot it like this. I'm going to involve this person. And it's data driven, not just emotional.
Yeah.
I'm bringing this person in because of the numbers. I'm using this location because it's associated with where they go.
Yeah.
And then you say, and that's going to cost you X amount. Then you shut up.
Yeah.
Then you shut up. If you speak after giving the fee, you've lost in
Good
sales.
shout. Good shout.
The fee is 10,000 USD.
Mm. Yeah. I see that. I see how that works.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, real talk. And that's not me. A lot of what I say is just stuff that I read, stuff that other people have taught
Yeah.
me. Like
There's
it's
stuff
just,
that works.
There's the
yes, but it's really important to say this is not me. That's a sales fundamental.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what people will do is they get uncomfortable with the silence.
Yeah.
Yeah, but actually, oh, are you unhappy with that? Oh no, don't worry, I can reduce the fee.
They give you a discount.
Back. Yeah, I'll give you a discount. No. Because you're forcing them to make a decision,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like hold the silence, bro.
Mm.
And if you talk, you've lost.
Mm.
is
Yeah, I like that.
there's a framework by Gary V called
Love Gary V.
Jab Jab
Yeah.
Jab.
Can I just say, man reads a lot. Okay,
Yeah,
like,
it does.
like, and
It's good.
But for me, what reading does is it's a real sign of humility.
Mm.
I love it. Every time I see you posting, I'm reading this or I'm doing this, and you're not shy. Like you're not coming on and saying, "Hey, look at me, big man. I know it all." It's a constant. I'm learning. Me, brother. Me too. I spend hours reading, hours watching content, learning. Not watching content as a consumer. Oh, flames.
Yeah.
Like, what have they done really well? What was their hook on point? What's their production like? What's their consistency like? What's their post-production interaction look like?
Yeah.
Like, what's their strategy? What's their schedule? Like, learn. And I love that about you, bro.
It's funny because that's always our conversations, right? Like if you see our WhatsApp chat or whatever, it's always just us like sending things
But
to
you
each
can
other
tell
just
by the way
talking.
that you talk about the industry. This is not me just blowing smoke up your backside. It's like, listen to people who have credentials. I feel like I'm talking all over you, bro. But like, I'm not taking relationship advice from someone who's never been in a relationship.
100%.
But then everyone who's never been in a relationship will tell me how to roll.
Right.
What are you talking about? You've never held down a man or a woman ever.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And there's so many people claiming to be an expert and they're not. Like, the first thing I say is check anyone's credentials.
Mhm.
And if they've done this less than a year, just an opinion.
Makes
You're
sense.
just an opinion because
I
you're a
rate
beginner
that.
at this.
Yeah.
Whereas if you've like held down content for multiple years and you've built platforms and you've held down multiple sponsored posts and what, yes, share that advice. But the difficulty I find, and it's not just here, people do this for 5 minutes and they become an expert and they feel like they can tell everyone else what to do. Are you mad? You haven't done it yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
I get, people always say like, how do you have a 25-year-old life coach? You've barely lived life.
Facts.
Not to diminish your experiences, but you've barely
It's,
lived life.
relative. It's relative, yeah. A
Yeah.
25-year-old is going to have lived at different stages of life than a 45-year-old.
Yeah, 100%.
Even if that 25-year-old is an apostle.
So yeah,
Last question.
No, it's not really a question. It's more like a comment. But I've got the final question, I guess.
Sorry, bro. I'm going to shut up and actually let you finish your question.
The framework by Gary Vee is jab, 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 right hook, which is essentially what you're saying. Give, and then ask with the right hook. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, it's really, really interesting to hear that like in another like framed it differently.
Yeah.
So since we're like on the clock and running out of time, the last question I guess that we would ask would be sort of for you to give us, since you're the apostle.
Which I'm absolutely not. By the way.
The
Can I just say it was only
strategist
because
apostle.
I'm only using apostle because I saw a poster of someone claiming to be apostle.
Yeah.
Brother,
Yeah.
where you are on the religious scale, the only people who are able to determine who is an apostle is the Lord himself.
Literally.
Like if you're calling yourself an apostle,
Right. Self-proclaimed.
madness.
At 25 years
self-proclaimed.
old.
Yeah,
Nah.
God co-signed. Did he?
Right.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So yeah, let's say maybe not within a Zambian
shade.
context. Not within a Zambian context,
love
but
this.
let's say just globally, because obviously we want to compete global standards and everything like that. What are the 3 things you would say are essential to just building a personal brand? Because these days, before you cut me, these days,
Normally I'm really good, by the way.
yeah.
I'm just excited. Go on.
these
And we
days,
love that.
everyone says like you're a media company before you're anything. Like, law firms are posting like, oh, where's his favorite meal is, stuff like that. But in doing that, they're advertising like, use Wezi for your contracts. You find something like I'm saying, okay, let me use that same example. A law firm. Wezi works at a law firm. On LinkedIn, they'll say on Tuesday, his favorite meal is T-bone and what? You'll be like, oh, that's my favorite meal as well. You know what I'm saying? Let me call Wezi because he might drop my next contract. It sounds stupid. But every company these days is a media company before they're what they actually are. Because you have to front face somewhere. So how would you say globally, what are the 3 things you need to build that thing before the thing? To build the media agency or to be the media company before the law firm, before the, because Coke is a media company before it sells drinks. If you understand what I'm saying.
No, I definitely hear it.
Yeah.
I think the first thing for me is understanding the audience that you're talking to. I'll give you the 3 in a second, but let me just land this.
Yeah.
Right. Am I making my legal decisions based on what Wezi eats for dinner?
No.
So then why are you telling me that?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas if you're like, Wezi has just done this and won this or got this legislation passed or whatever it is, it's understanding, well, why am I coming to you? Like, I'm not after your food recommendations.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
From my perspective, and again, it's not
Yeah.
as if you don't do it this way, you're wrong.
I think it was a humanization.
I get the humanization thing, but the fact that that's your association with the legal firm now is, oh, where's he eat steak? Whereas actually, if it was like, oh, they did the merger there, or he's the go-to guy to acquire whatever. So firstly, it's like, why the audience coming to you?
Mhm.
I'm not coming to a legal company to find out what you're eating for dinner. I'm more concerned with where did he study? What did he achieve? What's he done? So telling that story in terms of the humanization.
Got you.
If I was sat down with that company, I'd say, what is it about your people that makes you different? Our people are approachable. They speak in a real way. They don't use jargon. And then I would demonstrate that. Hi, I'm Wezi. This is where I'm from. This is what I do. I got into law because of X reason. Like, if you've got a concern in this, like, hit me up. I'm like, there's the humanization.
Right.
The humanization is in his terminology, the way that he's communicating it, his personal communication skills, his style, not man eats steak.
Mhm. Yeah, what's that?
So that's the first thing. And again, doesn't mean I'm right. It's just a take. 3 things for personal brand in terms of why a media brand before person. Yes, but also don't move too quick. All right. Like, you have to be a personal brand before you're a media brand.
Understood.
And if we're talking about like localizing this in terms of content creators, which I'm assuming is most of the people watching to some degree, is your brand values. Who are you? What do you represent? What are you wanting to land? So who are you? Well, I'm funny. I'm charismatic. I'm informal. I'm approachable. I'm direct. Those sort of things. What's the message that you're wanting to communicate? I'm wanting to show people that you can be a content creator, but you just need to do it consistently. And you just need to have an idea of who you're speaking to. Then after that, it's okay, are you prepared to be consistent? What are the barriers that will prevent you from doing that? So making sure that you're time efficient and financially effective. Okay, so when you're shooting for 4 hours, how many of those 4 hours are you actually using? And then being financially efficient, where do we need to distribute our money at any given time? Is it in marketing? Is it in editorial? Is it post-production? Plugging, using that money to plug the gaps.
Yeah.
In terms of like media brands wanting to communicate, content is the new, it's not new, I'm not saying anything you don't already know, but content is the new marketing, right?
Yeah.
Old media, traditional media, TV, radio, newspapers, magazines. Yeah, it's a contributing, you've added it to that kind of area of marketing. So it's understanding that, okay, if this is our brand message, what's the most effective way that we can communicate that message? So like brands like Coca-Cola, they don't need to sit in front and be like, this is why we're making Coca-Cola. Instead, they just need, brand awareness and loyalty. So they're going to host a massive event and sponsor it. If you're a personal brand, it's let me pick the brands that I aspire to work with right now. Then let me ask myself, is that piece of content that I've created, would that brand be interested in that? So if we're going back to the beginning, being critical of your own work, look at it and be like, okay, those are the 7 brands that I think represent me. In fact, let me say this. If you were to say 3 brands out there that represent each of you, what 3 brands would you say? And I'm not talking people that you got sponsorships with. I'm talking about if there were 3 brands that you do business with. When I say do business with, because where you spend your time and money is the biggest indication of who you are. So if I said, who are the 3 brands that best represent you and your lifestyle?
That's crazy.
Adidas.
Right? Why? Yeah, but there's lots of dope clothing.
Okay,
it's not meant to be an easy question.
Okay, actually,
yeah.
The easiest I would say would have to be an alcohol brand.
Right.
And I hate that that's the answer because that's I was trying to get away from
I really
it too.
went first to an
Okay,
alcohol
but
brand.
earlier before we came on, we were like, alcohol brand, but there's a range.
Yes.
So if I said the
Yes.
brand that best represents me is Mossy,
Mm-hmm.
what sort of person do you think I am? What words do you associate with Mossy?
Bri,
Yep.
like an adventure, like enjoying
Yeah.
outside.
Local.
Yeah,
Yeah.
local. You love Zambia. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more
Now let's go to like Tanqueray. What are the words that you'd associate with Tanqueray?
brunch,
Mm,
brunch.
Do you see how a
Yeah,
brand
yeah.
a brand association can speak loads of different volumes about
100%.
who you
Yeah.
are? So if you're talking about like how do you start, how do you become a media company? Well, firstly, it's about personal branding, understanding who are the 3 or 4 brands. So there's a guy we're working with at the moment, and we have identified people like Nikon, Toyota, and you ask why? It's because I've always shot with them, or that was the car I remember my dad growing up in that I want to work with.
Mm.
And so then having an idea of those brands will guide your decisions to say, can my content represent who they are as well?
You are
Right.
chef.
Yeah. Cooking.
Yo.
Cooking. Yeah.
I'm just old,
Out of
man.
curiosity, though, what was your alcohol?
Yeah, I want to know. No, I want to know the 3
I'm not
brands.
entirely sure. Well, now that you spoke about car,
Yep.
One came to mind actually, which is Mercedes,
Mhm.
because it's one of those things.
That's
like,
his entire personality.
yeah, to be honest.
Okay.
Not really,
So then
but
what are
yes.
the 3 words that you associate with Mercedes? Luxury,
Yeah, luxury
Comfort.
for sure. Comfort,
Elegance.
performance,
Elegance,
or
right?
elegance.
Now
however you
let's
wanna
go
put it.
like basic like Vits or whatever.
Mhm.
Efficient. No,
Efficient.
but
No,
here's the thing.
efficient,
We
yeah.
laugh, but it's like,
Yeah.
but that's probably the big number one selling car here, right?
Yeah.
And it's functional,
For a reason.
practical,
Effective.
reliable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
For
And
all
so,
those words.
so there's no better one brand that's better than the other.
Mhm.
That's true.
Like each brand serves their purpose.
Mhm.
And so then when you're starting out, understanding who you are, what are the words associated with who I am? What are the
He's
brands
cold.
that represent me?
Yeah.
And then what you'll find is as you work and you capture that authentically, sooner or later, those brands will approach you
Yeah.
anyway. Because they're like, that person represents our brand values.
Mhm.
So when we were YouTubing, and I was YouTubing like pretty heavy hitter, like it was like those brands represent me. Those are part of my day-to-day life already. We're about to get evicted.
So it's possible.
No.
No, he's all right.
No, yeah.
Not him.
He's all right.
Well, she'll
Yeah.
probably wrap up soon. But
Yeah,
go
yeah,
on,
yeah.
please.
But then it's like those brands, when you represent your own brand values, other brands will then be drawn to you because they're like, they speak our language.
Right.
There you go.
Mm.
Now,
That's
we'll definitely talk about those, the next things that we have to do, actually, like super, super soon.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
I know, right? It's
like,
cooked.
I've really. So anyway, for alcohol, I was thinking
he's still on the alcohol.
Yeah, he's still on it.
So yeah,
It's
give me the
definitely
three brands. Both
Jack
give me the
Daniels
three
or
brands.
Hennessy.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's for alcohol. Clothes, it's definitely Adidas, bro.
Love Adidas, but I think I wear more Nike anyways.
I'm wearing
Right.
Nikes right now.
Yeah, literally same. I
Me-
probably
Me
wear-
Birkenstocks, brother. Comfort.
Yeah, I hear that.
It's actually insane.
Nike, Mercedes.
Okay, can I jump on this then? Yeah.
Yeah.
And those are already established brands.
Yeah.
What I would be really inclined to do is find out who's the next Zambian Adidas. Who's the next Zambian? Okay.
Whatever.
Because you want to grow
Yeah.
together.
What's
Because
his
you want to
name?
grow together.
Yeah.
Okay. And that brand are looking for profile and personality, and they're probably still figuring out the brand
Mhm.
values. They want what you have, your audience.
He built.
And you can build together. You can
Oh,
build together
right.
rather than me saying, right, man, shooting for Gucci. I'm
Right.
like, are you mad? Like, you might get there if you get to a milli, but
Yeah.
like, they're not interested in anything less than that, surely.
Fair.
Yeah.
Whereas actually, if it's like, actually, there's a clothes designer who's one of my boys or one of my girls that I went to
Mm.
school with, and actually, how can we incorporate some of them into what we do?
Mm-hmm.
So, excuse me, growing with different emerging brands.
That
is the
makes
way.
sense. I like that.
Two people I like to shout out once you mentioned that. Cream of the crop. His name is Luca Hoodrich. His clothes are really dope. You should check these out.
Love that.
These are fire.
Oh yeah.
Let me see.
Definitely
This
know.
guy.
And okay. So let's look at. Sorry, bro. I know we're gonna get evicted, but whatever, bro.
Nah, that's cool.
Whatever. That brand, right, is a real simple incorporation in terms of your brand values. So it's just you rocking the gear.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And in the description, here it is.
Yeah.
Then what happens is the audience see that, these guys are entrepreneurs, they're business people. You're going to start getting other brands starting to reach out for you.
Yeah.
Because you're like, no, we are potentially a full sales sign, but it just needs to be the right brand.
That's true.
What true.
And then when your man's doing a hosting an event or a launch event, you can be like, come on the pod, get us down, we'll do it, grow together. So it's not about me charging 50%. It's me having 1% interest in everything that I do. So then you grow with that and you say, cool, rather than you paying, because I know you don't have budget, instead give us merch, give us stuff that we can promote. Then when you start hitting X amount of sales, let's look at us having a level of intellectual property or rights to what you do.
Yeah.
So we're going to take 2% of all sales. And then what you do is you become a Visa. Visa aren't getting bills of 1 million trillion. They're just taking 1p off
Yeah,
everybody. They're
yeah.
taking one kwacha off everybody,
Yeah.
over and over and over again. So then with these emerging brands, it's about, okay, you might not be able to afford it, but we've got a platform. Let me have a 1% in everything that we do.
Damn.
He's
Yeah, it's
cooked.
cooked.
He's
I'll
cooked.
shut up now, bro.
I think it's a great way to
He's
even
cooked.
end
Nah,
that.
Thank
Actually.
you. Thank you. So yeah, guys, that's been
Who else were you going to shout though? Because you had a fashion.
Danny from Slickfit Apparel.
Slickfit.
Prime Slick.
Prime Slick.
Link
Slickfit Apparel.
Link
Yeah,
them. Link
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
We will.
So yeah, Hoodrich Luca and Prime Slick.
Next episode, I want to see you in their merch.
Don't
Alright.
worry.
Yeah.
Especially
don't worry.
Cream of the Crop, I would actually buy.
I would actually
Like, it's
buy
brilliant.
authentic brand values.
True.
I already do business with you.
True.
Cool. I already spend my time and money. Get involved.
Got you. Nah, he's cooked.
Cooking.
He's chefing us.
Cooking.
He is chefing.
Thank you. Thank
Nah.
you for coming on.
I
Ladies
love
and
what you.
gentlemen,
I
this has
love
been-
what you do.
That's
Appreciate
been Jay Disruptive. Make
Come
sure
on.
to follow
Let's go.
Jay Disruptive and That's Disruptive on Instagram. Where else
My
are you
guy,
guys?
good brand.
Yep.
yeah, everywhere. And also, the 60% of you that are watching this and are not subscribed,
Rude.
please subscribe.
You know where the button is.
If you're listening, don't forget to rate and review. Spotify allows you to review individual episodes.
Correct.
Let us know what the most insightful thing Jay has said has been. What else am I missing? Follow us, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Google Podcast, wherever you listen
Tell
to a
them.
podcast from.
Yes, sir.
Buzzsprout. That's the general one, right?
We probably said it. You probably see the clip in the beginning, but don't forget also that at Try, they do have Margarita Fridays.
Margs and more.
Margs
Clean
and more.
margs as well. You can do 4 or 5 and still feel good.
Like,
Yeah,
very nice.
Yes, clean.
Just
And
like
on Sundays as well.
160,
Straight after church.
buy one, get
You
one
know what I
free.
mean?
Yeah, they've got rooftop therapy on Sundays.
Rooftop therapy. That's what it is.
That's really, really fun as well. But yeah, margaritas on Fridays, rooftop remedies on Sunday. And from us, scary hours, turn the cameras off.
Please.
Please.
You guys are wild.